हाँ, थंबनेल चेंज कर जाके।
ये आप माइक
Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Just wanted to do my audio check and video check. Are you guys able to hear me and of course see me rightfully? Any comment and anybody, you can unmute yourself and speak on if you have to.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. We'll be starting off in another 2 minutes of time. All right, guys, just in the interest of time, let's just kick start. Before we really go in over there, guys, can you please confirm if you can hear me and of course see me rightfully so that I can just take it on from here? Can anyone please confirm, give me a thumbs up that everything is fine? All right, thank you. Thanks, Chitra. Thanks, Preet. Thanks, Pramod. Thank you for that. All right, welcome, guys. Welcome to the session wherein we will be understanding and I would say understanding and unlayering US CPA at large, understanding all about US CPA at one end, and of course, understand how this evolution that is really coming up in 2024, how is that impacting you, and of course, what should be your strategy in order to, of course, kill that in the best possible way. All right, thank you very much for joining in, guys. Just to introduce myself, my name is Pankaj Dhingra and I'm a proud FinTrammer. By qualification, I'm a qualified chartered accountant and also US CPA, and have been working with various corporates last 20 years or so. I have been part of Wipro and of course heading their finance at one point in time. Moved to BlackRock. I was the global director for BlackRock, handling their finance at large. Was shuttling in between various countries, handling their finance as a global finance as a function. Moved to Boston Consulting Group for heading their finance, and of course have led their global finance per se, again, shuttling in between various countries. Now, while I've been doing all of that and of course shuttling in between these jobs and of course in between these countries, one thing that I've always ensured is to be very close to academics. Yes, my friend, and that's the reason, I'm here, because I am one of the, I would say, old is the wrong word, but one of the youngest, faculty for CPA. When I say young, I cleared my CPA like 20 years back, and since then I've been into this field in terms of helping students around the world pursue their CPA dream in order to really get along and of course achieve what they can and what they should achieve in the best possible way. All right, now why I'm here today is just because I really want to talk on US CPA as a curriculum, and of course what is really changing with regards to US CPA in the 2024, and what should be your strategy, your mantra, my friend, in terms of really killing this and coming up with the flying colors in the best possible way. बहुत सारे changes हो रहे हैं बच्चे 2024 के स्टैंड पॉइंट से. वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड एज टू व्हाट ऑल आर दोज चेंजेस, हमें कैसे इम्पैक्ट करने वाले हैं और हमारे आज की डेट में उससे जूझने की स्ट्रैटेजी क्या होने वाली है. सो विल बी टॉकिंग ऑन ऑल ऑफ दीज एरियाज एंड ऑफ कोर्स सर्कलिंग डाउन इन टर्म्स ऑफ व्हाट वन शुड बी डूइंग in order to have the best of the best possible. All right, so we'll start off in terms of the agenda that we have in store today. I have few things categorically to be covered. We'll be talking on the US CPA at large in terms of understanding US CPA as a curriculum. We'll talk on that, and after that we'll talk on the exam pattern. Many of the folks, they really want to understand US CPA per se. यूएससीपीए के बारे में जानना है, समझना है. सर समझ में आता है कि एक ऐसी क्वालिफिकेशन है जो यूएस की है, जो हमें चाहिए, हमें समझना है कि क्या ये हमारे लिए बेनिफिशियल है या नहीं. ऑल ऑफ दोज थिंग्स रियली गेट्स ऑन टू द माइंड ऑफ द फोक्स एंड इट इज ऑल द मोर रेलेवेंट एंड प्रिवेलेंट माय फ्रेंड टू वाज फॉर अस टू रियली हैव एन अनलेयरिंग एक्सरसाइज बीइंग डन ऑन टू दैट फ्रंट टू इंश्योर दैट वी रियली अंडरस्टैंड कि सर ये क्वालिफिकेशन है क्या. हम समझेंगे बच्चे यूएस सीपीए एज ए क्वालिफिकेशन को. हम फिर और भी डिटेल में जाएंगे इन टर्म्स ऑफ यूएस सीपीए का करिकुलम क्या है. विल ऑल्सो टच अपॉन द एग्जाम पैटर्न ऑफ यूएस सीपीए कि इस ओवरऑल एग्जाम में चीज़ें आती क्या हैं फ्रॉम द स्टैंड पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू टू रियली आंसर ओवर देयर. एंड ऑफ कोर्स what all things we really need to have in mind from the standpoint of evolution in terms of what is really changing, and of course really unlayering all of those pieces as to what things are are really about to change, and आपकी उससे लड़ने की, जूझने की, समझने की क्या क्या चीज़ें होनी चाहिए, उन सब के बारे में बात करेंगे. And towards the end we'll also talk on the Q&A, and I would love to talk to you in terms of कोई भी क्वेश्चन अगर आपका सीपीए से रिलेटेड है तो लेट्स टॉक ऑन दैट, लेट्स डिस्कस ऑन इट. I would try to help you as max as possible on that front, just to make sure that you really understand that, and of course have some logic to take the right decision for yourself. So feel free, keep pushing questions onto the chat. To the people who have joined us on Zoom, please feel free to put questions onto Zoom. For the folks who have joined us on the YouTube per se, please put in in the comment section, please raise out the questions. We'll be happily taking that forward and of course ensuring it that we are able to answer that. Is that clear? Yes sir. But before we really go in there, let me do the housekeeping over here, guys. If you are really thinking of forward for any kind of professional education for yourself, and of course thinking about US CPA, one thing that you should surely do is subscribe to our channel FinTram Global. That would certainly help all of these best in class videos to reach out to you first hand. So सबसे पहले मिलेंगे आपको ताकि आप उन्हें देख पाएं, समझ पाएं, और of course you can take down the right decision for yourself. So फटाफट से सब्सक्राइब कर दो, and of course अगर वीडियो एंड तक अच्छा लगे तो do press the like button. That is something that we really look forward to. Alright, moving on guys, what I have in store today from the standpoint of CPA as a curriculum, as a qualification. मैं थोड़ा layman's terms में जाऊंगा बच्चे कि ये क्वालिफिकेशन है क्या. जैसे बच्चे हम इंडिया में चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी करते हैं और इंडिया में सीए करने के बाद, हम सीए क्वालिफाई करने के बाद हम बहुत सारी कंपनीज में जॉब पा सकते हैं, अपनी प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं एंड सो ऑन सो फोर्थ. ऐसे ही यूएस में यूएस सीपीए होता है, सर्टिफाइड पब्लिक अकाउंटेंट होता है, जिसके आपको एग्ज़ाम्स देने होते हैं. वो एग्ज़ाम क्लियर करने के बाद आप वहाँ के अकाउंटेंट बन जाते हैं, आप वहाँ के सर्टिफाइड पब्लिक अकाउंटेंट बन जाते हैं. ऑफ कोर्स आप वहाँ प्रैक्टिस भी कर सकते हैं, वहाँ जॉब भी कर सकते हैं. US CPA as a qualification is very I would say renowned and globally needed by various MNCs across the globe, primarily because CPA जो होता है वो US GAAP driven होता है, US GAS driven होता है, जनरली एक्सेप्टेड अकाउंटिंग प्रिंसिपल्स या जनरली एक्सेप्टेड ऑडिटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स कह सकते हैं बच्चे. ये वो ऑडिटिंग या अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं जो सारी यूएस कंपनीज को फाइल करने होते हैं, एक्सेप्ट करने होते हैं, डिमॉन्स्ट्रेट करने होते हैं, इम्प्लीमेंट करने होते हैं अपने फाइनेंशियल्स के अंदर. और सीपीए क्योंकि ही हैज़ द वर्सेटाइल एक्सपीरियंस ऑन ऑल ऑफ दीज एरियाज, ही इज द राइट फिट फॉर हैंडलिंग एनी ऑफ दीज काइंड ऑफ रोल्स. दैट इज द रीजन मेनी ग्लोबल कंपनीज who are having base in US, who are US originated companies, they are really looking forward to CPAs. And of course, since they now have presence, hell lot of presence now in India, उन सबको US CPA हायर करने हैं, including big fours. And big fours में आप, I'm sure if you'll go and type on the Google jobs for US CPA, you'll be astonished in terms of the jobs that are available for CPA as a fraternity. बहुत सारी इंडियन कंपनीज भी हैं बच्चे जो जो यूएस में अपना बेस बना चुकी हैं या यूएस में लिस्टेड है फॉर दैट मैटर. फॉर एग्जांपल जब मैंने यूएस सीपीए शुरू किया, सो आई वाज पार्ट ऑफ विप्रो दैट पॉइंट इन टाइम एंड विप्रो वाज लिस्टेड इन यूएस. So, for you to be listed in US, you have to, do a lot of compliances in relation to the same. आपको SEC reporting भी करनी पड़ती है, 4K, 12K, 10K, all of those things that you really need to take care. Being a qualified CPA, that you really have an edge in that company also. So I really got the edge within Wipro also, being there and of course, helping the firm, really do well on the ground of all of those compliances. And, rest is the history. What I'm trying to circle over here is that एटलीस्ट आपको पता हो कि ये US CPA क्वालिफिकेशन होने क्या वाली है एंड व्हाट इज़ दिस क्वालिफिकेशन ऑल अबाउट. और अगर आप इसको करने की सोचते हैं तो आपको क्यों सोचना चाहिए, कैसे सोचना चाहिए एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. वो सारी चीज़ें अपन डिस्कस करेंगे एज वी रियली गो फॉरवर्ड. बट व्हाट इज रियली इंपॉर्टेंट इज दैट एटलीस्ट टू स्टार्ट विद वी अंडरस्टैंड एज टू व्हाट दिस क्वालिफिकेशन इज ऑल अबाउट. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Moving on, my friend, let's talk on the US CPA curriculum. Sir, हमें US CPA करनी है सर. बट सर हमें समझ ही नहीं आता सर इसमें होगा क्या, क्या क्या करना पड़ेगा, क्या क्या पढ़ना पड़ेगा, कहाँ से पढ़ना है, कैसे पढ़ना है, सर एग्जाम का स्ट्रक्चर क्या होता है. ये सारे कंसर्न्स, ये सारे डाउट किसी न किसी शेप एंड फॉर्मेट में हमारे दिमाग में आते हैं सर. बट इसका आंसर सर क्लियर नहीं मिलता है. नहीं मिलता है तो फटाफट से आ जाओ, चलो इस बारे में बात करते हैं. सबसे पहले बात करते हैं बेटे यूएस सीपीए के सब्जेक्ट्स क्या होते हैं. एज ऑन डेट एंड ऑफ कोर्स विल टॉक ऑन व्हाट इज रियली चेंजिंग इन 2024. बट एज ऑन डेट की अगर मैं बात करूं तो यूएस सीपीए में 4 सब्जेक्ट हैं बच्चे जो आपको पास करने होते हैं. और ये चार सब्जेक्ट या 4 एग्जाम सबको देने होते हैं बेटे. कोई बच नहीं सकता इससे, कोई एग्जाम्पशंस नहीं है किसी के लिए. तो अगर आप क्वालिफाइड चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट हैं या BCom प्लस MCom हैं या आपने BCom किया हुआ है या आपने लेट्स से BCom प्लस MBA किया हुआ है या कोई भी क्वालिफिकेशन आपने की हुई है, तो आप अगर US CPA करना चाहते हैं तो एग्जाम तो आपको बच्चे ये 4 ही देने हैं. ये 4 एग्जाम हर किसी को देने हैं. देयर आर नो एग्जाम्पशंस ऑन टू इट और सबको एग्जाम दे के ही आगे बढ़ चलना है. चलो सर समझ में आ गया कि 4 एग्जाम देने हैं. वो 4 एग्जाम है कौन से सर? अब चलो इस बारे में बात करते हैं. सर सबसे पहला एग्जाम है, अगेन मैं पहला बोल रहा हूँ इसका मतलब नहीं है ये सबसे पहला देना है. देयर आर 4 एग्जाम्स एंड यू कैन गिव दिस एग्जाम इन एनी सीक्वेंस. सीपीए में कोई सीक्वेंस काम नहीं करती है, कोई ग्रुपिंग सिस्टम काम नहीं करता है. लाइक वी हैव दी ग्रुप्स इन इंडिया वेर इन अगर आपको सीए के एग्जाम देने हैं तो आपको 4 एग्जाम इकट्ठे देने हैं, चारों इकट्ठे क्लियर करने हैं एंड सब में इतने मार्क्स लेके आने हैं, टोटल में 50 बनाने हैं, सब में 40 होने चाहिए. यहाँ आप एक एग्जाम एक टाइम पे देते हो, उसको क्लियर करते हो और आगे बढ़ चलते हो. दैट इज व्हाट यूएस सीपीए इज ऑल अबाउट. और आप कोई भी एग्जाम कभी भी दे सकते हो. ये 4 एग्जाम है, कोई सीक्वेंस नहीं फॉलो करने की जरूरत. जो आपको ठीक लगे, जिसकी आपने तैयारी करी हुई है और कभी भी दे सकते हो आप. अब जो फटाफट से एग्जाम दे दो. अब हम बात करते हैं बेटे ये 4 एग्जाम है क्या. सबसे पहले बात करते हैं बीईसी की, द बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट एंड कॉन्सेप्ट की. जो बीईसी एग्जाम है बच्चे, ये बेसिकली ना बहुत सारा मिक्सचर है. ये मिक्सचर है आपकी इकोनॉमिक्स का, ये मिक्सचर है आपकी कॉस्टिंग का, ये मिक्सचर है आपकी फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट का और टेक्नोलॉजिकल कॉन्सेप्ट का. आप बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें यहाँ देखोगे जो आपने क्लास 11, 12 अपनी BCom में देखी होंगी, जो प्राइमरली फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट से या कॉस्टिंग से, बेसिक्स ऑफ कॉस्टिंग या बेसिक्स ऑफ फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट कह लेते हैं, या हम इसे कह सकते हैं बेसिक्स ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स. वो सब जो चीज़ें हमने वहाँ पढ़ी हुई हैं उन सबको यहाँ मिला के लाया जाता है एंड दैट्स व्हाट यू विल बी कवरिंग इन बीईसी एज ए करिकुलम. टेक्नोलॉजिकल एस्पेक्ट भी है, जो बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो बिजनेस के अंदर टेक्नोलॉजिकली चेंजेस आ रहे हैं वो सारी चीज़ें भी हम यहाँ कवर करते हैं और वो सारी चीज़ों का लेयरिंग भी हमने किया हुआ है इन टर्म्स ऑफ टेलिंग यू एज टू व्हाट यू एग्जैक्टली नीड टू नो फ्रॉम द स्टैंड पॉइंट ऑफ क्लियरिंग द एग्जाम इन द बेस्ट पॉसिबल वे. ऑलराइट, मूविंग ऑन टू द सेकंड सब्जेक्ट. और दी जो हम जिसकी सेकंड सब्जेक्ट की बात करेंगे वो है ऑडिट बच्चे. ऑडिटिंग इज नॉट न्यू टू एनी ऑफ अस. वी ऑल अंडरस्टैंड कि ऑडिटिंग एज ए सब्जेक्ट होता क्या है एंड वी आर ऑल्सो अंडरस्टैंड कि ऑडिट हमने किसी न किसी शेप एंड फॉर्मेट में पढ़ा होता है या देखा होता है. तो ऑडिटिंग बच्चे वही है. ऑडिटिंग में कोई और रॉकेट साइंस नहीं होने वाला है. प्राइमरली जो एरियाज ऑडिटिंग में हम कवर करेंगे वो डिफरेंट एंटिटी ऑडिट्स हो गए या ऑडिटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स हो गए या हमारे को ऑडिट रिपोर्ट्स हो गई. वो सारी चीज़ें हम यहाँ भी डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. सिर्फ एक ही बड़ा चेंज यहाँ जो होता है वो ये होता है कि हम इंडियन ऑडिटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं, हम बेसिकली यूएस के ऑडिटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स पढ़ रहे हैं विच आर बेसिकली कॉल्ड गैस, द जनरली एक्सेप्टेड ऑडिटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स. दैट इज व्हाट दिस इज रियली बेस्ड आउट ऑन एंड दैट्स व्हाट विल बी लर्निंग ओवर हियर व्हेन विल बी किक स्टार्टिंग दिस एज अ जर्नी. देन कम्स द फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग एंड रिपोर्टिंग. द तीसरे सब्जेक्ट की बात कर रहा हूँ बच्चे, जो कि कुछ भी नहीं है, अकाउंटिंग एंड रिपोर्टिंग का सब्जेक्ट है. जो हमने अकाउंटिंग अभी तक की हुई है वही अकाउंटिंग हम यहाँ देखते हैं. बट ऑफ कोर्स क्योंकि वो हम गैप के अकॉर्डिंगली देखते हैं, जनरली एक्सेप्टेड अकाउंटिंग प्रिंसिपल्स के अकॉर्डिंगली हम देखते हैं, तो हमें लर्न करना होता है कि यूएस गैप है क्या, यूएस गैप की ट्रीटमेंट क्या होती है। जैसे लीज का एग्जांपल लेते हैं, लीज हमने यहाँ भी किया है, वहाँ भी लीज है, बट जो ट्रीटमेंट है लीज की, लेट्स से इंडियन अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड में या आईएफआरएस में या यूएस गैप में, वो हमें समझना पड़ेगा कि वहाँ क्या डिफरेंसेस हैं। तो फार के अंदर हम बेसिकली अकाउंटिंग और अकाउंटिंग के प्रिंसिपल्स पढ़ते हैं, ट्रीटमेंट पढ़ते हैं, फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग गाइडलाइंस देखते हैं, एंड सो ऑन सो फोर्थ, एंड एवरीथिंग दैट वी डू विद द हेल्प ऑफ जनरली एक्सेप्टेड अकाउंटिंग प्रिंसिपल्स, सो कॉल्ड यूएस गैप। ऑलराइट, मूविंग ऑन बच्चे, फिफ्थ सब्जेक्ट की बारी आती है रेगुलेशन की। हम बात कर रहे हैं टैक्सेशन की। सो टैक्सेशन के बिना कोई भी क्वालिफिकेशन इन द फील्ड ऑफ फाइनेंस कैन इट रियली सर्वाइव? नो सर. And that's what we have over here. We'll be taking you through in terms of what is really happening in the US taxation side. So we'll be talking on what the IRS they really do, what you really need to understand from the standpoint of managing the taxation, be it of an individual, be it of a corporate, be it of a partnership, and so on and so forth. So we'll learn all of those nuances, all of those areas from the standpoint of having a compliance being done for the taxation department per se. So we'll be learning on that in the regulation, and that really completes up the overall subjects that we have in the US CPA, because these are the 4 subjects that we really need to take care. One is the BC, yes sir. Then comes the audit, sir. We know that, sir. Audit is something we've already done, sir. We have already seen. It is not something new, sir. So that's something you really need to know. Then comes the financial accounting and reporting, sir, wherein we do what the accounting and reporting norms are as far as US GAAP is concerned. Then we have the regulations, sir, wherein we do the taxation from the standpoint of knowing as to what is happening in the US as far as the taxation is concerned. Yes, sir. Now, once you have done that, my friend, what is really important and imperative for us is to understand what is the US CPA exam pattern. सर मैं यूएस सीपीए एग्जाम देना चाहता हूं सर, मुझे अच्छा लगता है सर कि मैं एक इंटरनेशनल क्वालिफिकेशन ले लूं, ग्लोबली रनाउंड हो जाऊंगा सर, ग्लोबल वैल्यू हो जाएगी, सब्जेक्ट भी समझ में आ गए सर, इसमें क्या क्या सब्जेक्ट हैं, ब्रॉडली समझ में आता है, क्लैरिटी भी है, बट सर अगर मैं बात करूं फ्रॉम द स्टैंड पॉइंट ऑफ कि इसमें होने क्या वाला है, इसके एग्जाम्स कैसे होते हैं। सर वी यूज टू इंडियन एग्जाम्स, सर हमें पता है पेन पेपर बेस्ड एग्जाम्स होते हैं, बट यूएस सीपीए में क्या होता है, यूएस सीपीए में सारे एग्जाम कंप्यूटर बेस्ड होते हैं बेटे। सबसे पहली बात, आपको कंप्यूटर बेस्ड एग्जाम्स हैं, और ये एग्ज़ाम आपकी जब तैयारी हो आप तब जाके दे सकते हो। अपना एग्ज़ाम बुक करना होता है, इनके रिस्पेक्टिव सेंटर्स हैं बहुत जगह इंडिया में, आप अपना एग्ज़ाम हम बुक करते हो, उस डेट पे जाके उस एग्ज़ाम को दे देते हो। बिल्कुल ठीक है सर, समझ में आ गया। एग्ज़ाम्स में होता गया है, एग्ज़ाम्स में बच्चे 3 तरह की चीज़ें आती हैं। यू हैव मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चंस ओवर हियर, वी कॉल इट MCQs। 4 ऑप्शन होती हैं, एक ठीक क्लिक करनी होती है, एंड यू हैव टू मूव ऑन। अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 50 to 60% ऑफ योर टोटल एग्जाम is nothing but the MCQs. These will be presented in the first 2 testlet of the each exam section. काफ़ी सारे टेस्टलेट्स होते हैं हर एग्जाम के अंदर, एंड प्राइमरली पहले 2 सेक्शन के अंदर सारे MCQ क्वेश्चंस ही होते हैं, मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, जहां आपके पास 4 में से एक चॉइस होती है सिलेक्ट करने के लिए एंड टू मूव ऑन। ऑलराइट, देन कम्स द टास्क बेस्ड सिमुलेशन। नाउ once you have done the MCQs, now is the time, my friend, wherein you will be really getting into a case study kind of a thing, जहाँ पे एक केस दिया रहेगा, you have to go through that case. There are questions that will be delivered and of that will be thrown at you as far as that case is concerned. Dependent on that case, there are a few questions that will be coming your way. You have to read through those questions. That can be a detailed exercise that you need to do, anything that you need to present, any report that you need to give, any calculation that you need to make, and of course any kind of sort of a response that you really need to present over there, if the examiner is really looking forward to that. So that's something that we'll be doing in the task-based simulation. These are in the form of case studies. There are from 3, it's basically the 3 task-based simulations in audit. In FAR and regulation, we in sections, in all 3 of the sections, the regulation, the financial, the financial accounting and reporting and regulation, in all 3 we have 3 task-based simulations, and then we have 2 task-based simulation in the BEC section. Very important, my friend, that we know this, because the more we'll understand this, the better it is in terms of knowing and of course preparing ourselves for the exam. Then comes the written communication task. Now, the written communication task is primarily done, or you would have that in the in the BEC exam. Now, written communication is nowhere else in the CPA curriculum. You only get that in the BEC exam. That is what you really need to handle over there, because that is an area where an examiner wants to test and understand your skill with regards to your writing. He really wants to understand, can you write a letter, can you write a memo, can you write a press release, can you write a presentation, can you draft a response, and so on and so forth, depending upon what the need of the examiner is as far as the BEC exam is concerned. Duration of all the 4 exams that we just spoke is for 4 hours. Is that something you needed? Yes, sir. We just wanted to understand, sir, subjects हैं कौन-कौन से, sir? सर इनकी तैयारी करनी कैसे है सर, इसमें एग्ज़ाम क्या आता है सर, एग्ज़ाम स्ट्रक्चर क्या होता है, कंटेंट क्या होता है सर, बहुत सारे सवाल थे सर समझ में आने लगा है सर। अब हम समझ रहे हैं सर कि किन किन चीज़ों का हमें समझना है, किन किन चीज़ों का हमें ध्यान रखना है। येस माय फ्रेंड, दैट इज़ broadly what the exam pattern or the structure of US CPA is. But what is really relevant over here is as to what is really changing in 2024. बच्चे, आज का जो सेशन था ना, वो प्राइमरली मैं ये सोच के ही आया था आपको बताने के लिए कि एटलीस्ट आपको पता होना चाहिए कि अगले साल क्या चेंजेस आने वाले हैं, और उन चेंजेस को नज़र रखते हुए हमारी या आपकी स्ट्रैटेजी क्या होने वाली है। FinTram Global, is really working hard with all of the students that we really, are working with in terms of, really telling them and of course strategizing them as to what should be the right foot forward for them and what should be the right strategy. And that is the reason we thought that let us be here and talk to you to guide you in terms of, what should be your strategy towards it. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Now, if you really go and circle down why US CPA evolution, what is changing is something different, sir. But change हो क्यों रहा है सर? Sir, what is that is really coming our way that we should be really knowing, and of course why and how this US CPA evolution is happening. Now, one of the prime reason of why this is happening is because they wanted to stay relevant, my friend. They really wanted to make sure that what is there in the curriculum or what is there for the US CPA aspirant is really needed by the market. So they really wanted that to be relevant, and that is the reason this thing really came up, that they really wanted to ensure that what all is needed by the corporates, what all is needed by the big fours for that matter, is being included in the curriculum. That is the reason this change really is coming up. Now, AICPA did a 2-year practice analysis, my friend. There was an exposure draft that came last year, and then the final report and the exam blueprint on the 4th of Jan 2023, which effectively says the changes that we are really talking on in a while. Leading to the CPA evolution, my friend, that is to be launched from 1st January 2024. And in the meanwhile, we will in a while we will talk on in terms of what those changes are. All right. Now, these are the 4 exams, my friend, that we have in the US CPA. We just spoke on that. We have the BEC, we have the financial accounting and reporting, we have the audit, and then we have the regulation really coming our way. Yes, sir, we get that, sir. That is something understood, sir. These are the 4 subjects that we really need to take care of. All right. Now, what is really changing in 2024? I think that is something that is really, really relevant for you. Now, CPA evolution basically splits these 4 exams into 2 pieces. So, we have the evolution coming up. Going forward from 2024 onwards, you would have 3 core exams and you have to pass all 3, my friend. Remember, for you to become a CPA, you have to pass 4 exams. We know that, sir. We have understood the name of those 4 exams, sir. Now the change is that you would have 3 core exams and then you have 3 discipline exams. Sir, अब 6 एग्जाम क्लियर करने हैं? नहीं, एग्जाम तो बच्चे आपको 4 ही क्लियर करने हैं। जो 3 कोर एग्जाम्स हैं, ये तीनों क्लियर करने हैं। इन 3 डिसिप्लिन एग्जाम में से आपको 1 एग्जाम क्लियर करना है। चलो सर, समझ गए? अब बताओ सर, ये 3 कोर एग्जाम कौन से होने वाले हैं? ये जो 3 कोर एग्जाम हैं वो हैं ऑडिट, रेगुलेशन एंड फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग एंड रिपोर्टिंग। अरे सर, ये तो अभी भी थे सर। ये सब्जेक्ट्स तो अभी भी हैं, बिल्कुल ठीक, बट कौन सा नहीं है सर? बीईसी नहीं है सर। बीईसी था सर, जो अब नहीं है, बिकॉज बीईसी इज रियली गेटिंग ऑफ द टेबल नाउ. Instead of that, you would have 3 discipline subjects from which you have to choose one. वो कौन से 3 discipline subjects हैं? Let's go and circle this out. We have ISA, Information System and Control, they have specifically made a subject, my friend, on the information systems and related controls. Okay, sir. Very good, sir. Very well needed by the time. And another one is BAR, the business analysis and the reporting, sir. Alrighty. Now this really, circles down the, I would say this is basically an extension of the financial accounting and reporting exam. Of course, this has more advanced content. Yes, sir. Then you have the TCP, the tax compliance and planning. Again, the more advanced concept of the regulation exam. So effectively, my friend, the far advanced content is now BAR, the regulation advanced content is now TCP, and then the ISC is more on the IT side that has really come up. We have to choose one from these three, my friend. The 1, the 2 and the 3. We have to choose one from these three, and these are the discipline exam from which we have to choose one. And of course, from the core exam standpoint, you have to again do the audit, the regulation and FAR. These are somewhat the introductory or the intermediate content as far as the content is concerned, but these are 3 core exams from the standpoint of you clearing the US CPA as a curriculum. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Moving on, now what is changing in the core exam? Sir, core exam to 3 the na sir, the FAR, the audit and the regulation. Yes, these are the 3 exams. But anything that is changing to these 3 exams? Yes, sir. Let's go and check this out. From the audit abhi hamare paas already hai. What they have done is that they have added some of the concept to the BEC. From the BEC. So BEC mein jo concept IT se related the, which are related to the audit, now they have been added on to the audit curriculum. So effectively, the new audit that you would see would have the existing audit and some additional component of BEC. Guys, can you please put yourself on mute? I would really appreciate that. Just give me 1 sec, guys. I'm just want to all right. So this effectively means, my friend, that you have the audit as an exam, and in the audit what you would have is that existing audit is anyways there. Some of the IT concepts that are there in BC that related to the audit is gonna be added back to the audit exam. So new audit would have the combination of both. The FAR, the new FAR is what? We have the existing FAR, which is there, existing FAR, as a concept. Some of the advanced finance concept have gone to BAR, so that has been reduced, and some new concepts or some of the concepts that were already there in BEC has been added on to it. All right. Then you have the regulation, my friend. Regulation is existing regulation and minus some of the areas that have gone to the tax compliance and planning. So effectively, there are some minute or minuscule changes that are happening in the core exams in terms of something being shifted on to the other. We should note that, we should understand that. We are getting that, sir. We are understanding that, sir. That's not something that is gonna be a big blow to us. All right, I understand that. But we know that BEC is going away and you have the discipline exams coming up. What are those? Let's go and check this out. All right. Now, if you really see this, you have the ISC exam, my friend, the Information System and Control. You have that now to be covered. What does that really mean for you? You have the current BEC, my friend. You have the new IT concepts being added onto it, primarily the cyber security, confidentiality, cyber attacks, controls, etc. All of those components have been added on, and that is what ISC is all about. This is a beautiful combination of what you really need from the business perspective. You really need to have those business concepts being added on a layer of the IT concepts, and that's what examiner has done to ensure that you're really abreast with what all really happening in the market, so that you're there from the standpoint of dealing with the various business scenarios that you really would get into. All right, then comes the BAR, my friend, the business analysis and reporting. Now this is the advanced version of our exam plus the components of the BEC that have been added on to it. Then you have the tax compliance and planning coming your way. That is nothing but the advanced version of the regulation exam. That is gonna be called now the TCP as a subject, the tax compliance and planning. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Now, some of the key points, my friend, that I really wanted to ensure that you understand from the examination standpoint. There is no more BEC, my friend. The BEC subject would not be there from 1st January 2024 onwards. You have to still secure 75 marks or more. As you know, you currently have to secure 75 marks. It's going to be the same. You have to score 75 marks or more to really clear this exam. Any exam can be chosen. There is no sequence, core as well as for the discipline. You can choose out any sequence, my friend. There is nothing that is being mandated. Choose one and move on, and that is gonna be it. If you fail in one discipline subject, you can choose another one. Do not forget that. God forbid if this really happens, you can choose the another one and move on. All right. Now you can do it in any order. You can first choose the core or the discipline or the core or vice versa. You can do any which thing that you would want to. There is nothing that has been mandated on this front. Only one discipline exam is to be given. Please note this. Only one discipline exam. Clear one and go ahead. You don't have to be thinking about other things. The 3 exams are there. You have to choose one and move on. After first exam, remaining exams are to be cleared in 18 months. It is still the condition. We do have one transitioning provision that is really coming on to this. But you should know that after you have cleared your first exam, the remaining 3 exams are to be cleared in 18 months. That is the condition there too, even as of now. All right. Now, same CPA license. Now, we know that, some of the questions that really, are coming up to us is that, sir, if I chose TCP or if I chose like, the bar or the ISC, will I be getting a different CPA license? No, my friend, CPA license is gonna be the same, come what may, which discipline exam you're changing, which discipline exam you're taking. There is no change on to that. It is absolutely same. Now, some of the key dates, my friend, that you really need to know and of course understand. It is more to really know in terms of, what should be your strategy. Now, you should know that transition timeline is as follows. 15th of November 2023 is the last day to file the BEC application with NASPA. Please remember that 15th of November 2023 is the last day for filing BEC application. So, effectively means that if you're really thinking of giving the BEC exam, now the question is, should you give BEC exam or not? We'll come on to that. But if you're thinking about giving the BEC exam, 15th of November this year is going to be the last day. November 2022, NASPA will start processing applications for discipline exam. So effectively after 15th of November, everything is gone. If you really want to appear for the BEC exam, which you should, I can tell you, and we'll come on that in a while, which you should certainly, then 15th of November is the last day. All right, December 15th is the last day to sit for any exam for CPA in 2023. So after 15th of December, window will be closed. There will be no exams after 15th of December. All right, testing will not start until January 10th. Do not forget that from January 10th, 2024 onwards, you can start appearing for the exams again. Discipline exams, that is bar, TCP and IC, will only be available for first month of each calendar quarter, not like right now, wherein you can appear exam anytime you want. Only for the discipline exams, they would only be available, for once in a quarter, but core exams can be available anytime. In 2024, exams result may take a bit longer. It's a transitioning thing. It is happening, so you should know that there are few things to be taken care in that regard. Now, this is really important, my friend, that you should be knowing. Transitioning provision. AICP and NASPA recommended each jurisdiction to adopt the extension policy of 18 months. Any candidate with uniform CPA credit as on 1st January 2024 will have credit extended till 30th June 2025. So guys, if you are having a paper being cleared right now of CPA, you would have the credit of that being extended to till 30th June 2025. Do not forget that. You're getting an extension or the grace period, my friend, just because you have some remaining credit left. So they're extending all of the credits till 30th of June 2025, just to give you some additional breather so that you can really prepare for your exam. Is that clear? Yes, sir. So now, sir, if the CPA is really changing, sir, in 2024, should I be giving this, say test honge, nayi cheezein hain, you may not want to be walk that path. you may want to clear the BEC, the erstwhile BEC right away this year, and that is advisable to my friend, to any CPA aspirant, because if they are really thinking of pursuing the CPA, this is the right time to start, because अगर आप BEC इस साल क्लियर कर लेते हो तो ये पॉइंट BEC के पॉइंट आपके पास 18 महीने के लिए अवेलेबल हैं टिल 30 जून 2025, और फिर उसके बाद आपको सिर्फ 3 कोर एग्जाम क्लियर करने हैं, डिसिप्लिन एग्जाम की तरफ जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. दैट इज ए big savior for you, because those are like new exams. The new exam would be tested in a new way in terms of things that really come your way. There is less of precedence being available for that, so it is all the important that if you're choosing out the CPA as a qualification, you can choose it right now. Get rid of BEC and rest 3 exams in next 1 year, and you're there as a qualified CPA. Isn't that something that you should be really thinking about? Yes, sir. All right, moving on, my friends, some of the must-to-dos that that I think would be very relevant for the students at large, that they should be really thinking about from the US CPA curriculum. One, to register for US CPA ASAP, as soon as possible. If you're really thinking about US CPA, this is the time to kickstart, my friend. You still have 6-7 more months. Clear your BEC exam. Clear your BEC exam in 2023. That is going to be a game changer for any CPA aspirant. Do not forget that. That should be the mantra that you should have. Clear the BEC exam as soon as possible. All right, start the evaluation process right away. It takes like 2 to 3 months of time to get the entire evaluation of your credentials being done. Start it right away. All right, then prepare the prepare the BEC exam as soon as possible. That is to be cleared in 2023. Boss, ये golden opportunity है. अगर आपने BEC इस साल क्लियर कर लिया तो आपको डिसिप्लिन एग्जाम की तरफ सोचना नहीं पड़ेगा, नहीं जाना पड़ेगा. आपका एक एग्जाम क्लियर हो चुका है, उस एग्जाम के बदले आपको कोई और एग्जाम नहीं देना है. आपको 3 और कोर एग्जाम देने हैं, और बहुत सारा सिलेबस उनका भी कम हो जाएगा. वो दे के फटाफट से क्लियर करके आगे बढ़ चलो. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Start next 3 core subjects, that is fire audit and reg, after you have cleared your BC. That is going without saying. Take the benefit of the transitioning period, my friend. You're getting fresh 18 months from 1st January 2024. Take that as a benefit. Clear the BC exam. You would have 18 months starting 1st of January 2024 to claim and clear the remaining rest 3 core exams. Very important thing that students should be knowing. कोई भी आपका जानकार भी अगर CPA कर रहा हो, आप उसको भी बताओ ये चीज़, उसके लिए भी really relevant है. आप उसको भी ये वीडियो फॉरवर्ड करो, so that he can also understand that why it is really important to clear BC in 2023. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Now coming on to the FinTram CPA program, which is an outstanding thing for student to really relish. You should certainly know in terms of what FinTram really brings onto the table, and of course how we are helping students around the world pursuing their CPA dream, and how the how the students have really taken the the benefit from, and of course they are doing what they're doing and working so many companies after clearing their CPA. All right, moving on. What is that FinTram has to offer? Is something that you should be really knowing and understanding right now. If I really have to circle down, my friend, in terms of what things you should look forward to, and what are the things that you should be looking to or expecting from any and every learning provider, all of those things are lying over here. We are the official Baker partner for giving the Baker content, so that is available to you offhand. All right, we will be providing you the best in class video lectures. Some of it you can of course go and come across to us and ask for. We are happy to provide you the demonstrations for that. You would certainly get the practice question simulations and live online classes in the webinars like this to really tell you in terms of what you should be doing, what should be your strategy, and what is the right way of approaching this exam in the best possible way. You would also get the Baker software access, my friend, for 24 months, hard copy of the 4 textbooks, and of course that is to be delivered at your doorstep. Everything is being duly taken care. All right, in addition to that, you also get the FinTram support system being available to you. We have the juice notes being done, that is being available to you. The class notes, the experienced US CPA faculties, we have all the faculties who are qualified US CPAs. They're certainly, certainly there to help you in terms of, helping in you achieving your dream in the best possible way. And of course, all of those are being mentored by me in the best possible way to really help you at large in terms of, having a successful journey for US CPA. Then you also get the doubt clearing sessions, the revision boot camps. Revision boot camps is something, my friend, you should go and ask anyone in the professional exam fraternity. You'll be relishing the fact in terms of what you're getting. Revision boot camps are the ones, my friend, wherein we'll come across, we'll tell you in terms of how one should be reading the question, how one should be addressing the questions, things that are to be really to be kept in mind, things are to be ensured that you're not missing out. Things are like what examiner really expects out of you, what you should be thinking to in a particular question, how you should be thinking that, what things are to be really taken care from the standpoint of ensuring how do we really read, how do we really put on stress onto some specific words, and so on and so forth. All of that is being covered in the revision boot camp to ensure that you are able to understand what examiner really expects from you and how can you really fulfill all of that he really needs. Is that clear? Yes, sir. You would also get, my friend, the tutor support. You do have the WhatsApp group being available, my friend, and of course you can collect to our faculties. You would also have the access to the recorded live sessions that we have been doing on the ongoing basis, like these sessions, my friend, what you are having right now. The recording of this is also being available. All right. In addition to that, there are some live sessions in which we will be doing the assessments in terms of how you're doing, what all things are something that you really need to take care of, what all things you really need to ensure that you're really not missing on. All of that is duly taken care. FinTram end-to-end assistance on the exam registrations, the evaluation, the hand-holding and the guidance is available all throughout, my friend. This is the real tedious task, my friend, as far as the evaluation is concerned, as to which state you should go and get yourself registered from, which state you should be go and applying your licenses, what is the overall licensing process, evaluation process, and so on and so forth. Everything would be certainly guided by FinTram in terms of what you should be doing. And of course, the experiences that we have had with so many students around the world, we can really help you, going on to the right and respective states. And of course, the kind of knowledge sharing that we can really provide on to that can be really helpful for you to take the right decision for yourself. Again, to end, which is least but not the, last but not the least, is the job placement support that we provide. Of course, me being part of so many corporates, that certainly circles down various job opportunities for various students around the globe. Of course, you can look forward to various opportunities being shared with you, which you can really think about and of course aspire for, and of course hit the I would say nail it in the best possible way. So we'll certainly help you on that too. Now, if you're really thinking about, my friend, taking your next step for the US CPA journey, I'm providing you the details, my friend, over here. You can reach out to us. You can reach out to fintram.com. I'm providing the number over here. You can also reach out to us on the email. And of course, if in case you want to talk to me, you want to really get my guidance on, you can again, WhatsApp me. I'm providing my WhatsApp number over here. We'll be more than happy to have a chat with you. And of course, to guide you in the best possible way as to what your next step should be as far as the US CPA is concerned. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Now that effectively brings me to an end, my friend, in terms of things that I really wanted to cover from the standpoint of packaging that and of course giving you what exactly you should be thinking about and doing from the US CPA standpoint. I'll be happy to have any questions that anyone may have, or anything that any query that anyone may have. If you can really bounce that off to me, I'll be more than happy to provide an answer that. Anybody feel free to let me just give you the right to unmute. Feel free to unmute yourself in case you wish to. You can unmute yourself, talk through if there is any question, or in case you want to put it on a chat, then put it on a chat. Happy to pick it up.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Preet this night.
Hi, Preet.
Sir, basically I'm a CA final student and I'm going to appear for one of the groups in November this year and the other group in May 24. So my question is my plan is to move abroad basically, and just for that sake I'm looking forward for US CPA. So should I quit my CA or can I pursue CA along with CPA? Because both are the professional qualifications and I would definitely have to devote my time, and I think that it would be really hectic for me, or I would say unmanageable thing for me. So kindly guide me on it, that what should I do?
So good question, Preet. Thank you for asking this. let me just tell you one thing, that being a qualified CA, I would never ask anyone to leave CA and pursue any other dream. I would never ask that, and I will never do that. That's being unfair, right? But having said that, one thing that is something to be really understood and to be realist is that the point in time wherein we were studying CA and point in time when you are studying CA, things have really changed, not from the CA standpoint, but from the overall environment standpoint. Now there are so many other opportunities being available, so many other courses that are being available that you can pursue along with your chartered accountancy. CPA is the one. There are many chartered accountancy students who are associated with us who have started their CA as a journey, but somehow they are not able to complete for whatever reason. But what they have done is that they have started pursuing CPA on the side, and you can do that. The CPA really recognizes what you have achieved in your CA IPCC and of course in BCom, and make you eligible for really sitting onto the CPA exam. You just have to appear for 4 papers, and many of these subject areas, the content of these subject areas are very much aligned to what you've already done in your chartered accountancy. So it becomes a hell lot easier for you to really learn those areas and of course appear for your exam. Of course there are few things that you need to unlearn, because exam pattern is different. So you have to unlearn the exam pattern of US of chartered accountancy and learn the exam pattern of CPA, but it is very well done, and of course it is very much manageable along with chartered accountancy as a qualification. Many of the students do that, and you know what, there is one reason why it is manageable, because it is very flexible. You can appear for one exam at a time. So even if when you're appearing for November, if you'll start preparing for BEC right away, right now, after getting yourself registered, that will be a hell lot easier, my friend, for you, and you can certainly clear BEC at least by November or so. So there is no surety for you to clear your chartered accountancy exam in November, and God forbid, I'm not saying anything negative. I'm sure you will clear, but there is no surety of that. I can assure you that if you're putting 2 hours or 3 hours a day onto one of the CPA subject, and that to BEC, I'm sure you would want to give BEC, then you would surely clear BEC in November, come what may. So if you're thinking about it, don't think twice. If you're thinking to settle abroad, CPA is the qualification that really opens up your gate to get into any country that you would want to work for. And there are many CPA aspirants, many CPA students around the world, who would certainly can vouch you in terms of what FinTram has done for them. They are working with many corporates. Just go and hang around, and I'm sure sky's the limit for you. So Preet, I hope this answers the concern that you raised.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for your advice. And, it was really helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else, guys? Anything that you want to talk on? Anything that you want to bring on table? As I said, you can talk, you can chat. I'm happy to answer. We still have few more minutes available. Take the best out of it, my friend. Anybody? Anything that you want to ask?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I just want to know that if you were a student of CPA today, sir, so would you go for the old syllabus or would you wait for 24 syllabus?
May I know your good name, please?
Chitra.
All right. So Chitra, I think I answered this while doing the presentation. My point is that that syllabus is changing. Three new discipline subjects are coming in next year. You know that, right? We have discussed that. Do you think it is advisable for you to sit back and give those 3 exams next year? Or if there is an alternative available to you by which you can give 1 exam this year and forget about the pain of understanding those 3 exams and then deciding which one to take. And then also, after deciding, you have to think about, since these are very new subjects, then, where exactly we need to go, what exactly we need to refer, do we have repository being available, since these are like new exams, God knows what will come in exams, how the examiner would expect what he expects, what kind of preparation we really need to do. All of those things would be like a question mark, right? Who knows, what would happen that point in time. Now, if you want to go and ask, and assess yourself on all of those questions, then stay. But if you think that, smarter strategy would be to clear BEC right now, because BEC an older version, we know it, we understood it, there is a good amount of repository being available. We know what the examiner wants. We know what examiner expects. We know what exactly should be the preparation strategy, and it will be good for us to really clear it right away, which will help us, not really getting onto that dilemma next year. Then why not? Then isn't that a best decision to clear it right away, right now, and forget about the pain that you would see in the next year? If the answer is yes, then you have the answer, my friend. You have the answer that register right away, give the BEC exam, get out of the pain, clear all 3 exams, the core exams next year, be a qualified CPA, and treat me with a cup of coffee. Does that answer, Chitra?
Thank you so much, sir.
My only point is, if you can avoid the pain, why not to avoid? Can we get a visa to USA only on CPA degree? There is no degree anywhere in the world that can get you visa directly, my friend. No degree in the world that can get you visa directly. If you want to have a visa, my friend, you have to work and of course get a job opportunity with some of the US companies. If your question is that can you get an opportunity to work with US companies by having a CPA qualification, answer is absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Go and Google it out. You'll understand what kind of opportunities are available for US CPA across the world, including US. And then you'll get to see that, the kind of job opportunities that can really knock your door if you've qualified your US CPA. Does that answer, Hiren? Thank you. Anybody else, guys? Anything before we really wrap up?
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Nilesh here, sir.
Hey, Nilesh.
Sir, I cleared CA Integrated Group 1
Mm-hmm.
and I've also completed my BCom.
Mm-hmm.
So as of now, I'm standing on 105 credit points.
Mm-hmm.
I've given my CA Integrated Group 2 exams in May end, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So the results are get awaited.
Mm-hmm.
But to fulfill the credit requirements, I've also enrolled myself with the MCOM program.
Okay.
So I was just talking to one of your associates. His name is Amardeep Naam.
Okay.
So he told me to wait and complete the MCOM first, and then I'll be eligible to give the CPA exams, and then I can start the evaluation process and give the exam. So do you think I should give BEC right now, or I should wait to complete the MCOM exam, or just wait for the CA intermediate results?
See, even if, I would say, Nilesh, even if you want to wait for CA result, or you don't want to wait, or you want to appear for MCOM or not, the best strategy would be to give the BEC this year. That is for sure. There is no doubt on that. The best strategy for any CPA aspirant is to give BEC right now. Now, whether you will be eligible for that is not, that or not is a question of you clearing your CA IPCC in the coming result. If you clear, you become eligible. You can start your process right away after that for registration for exam and this and that. If you are not clearing, God forbid, if you don't clear, right, then if your MCOM first year really ends this year, then also you become eligible. So we only need 1 year MCOM for you to be eligible, for you to really write this exam. So that is also a way out. But in all the scenarios, you'll be eligible to give the exam by end of this year. So why not to register right now and start preparing? Because preparing itself will take 3 to 4 months of time. It will not happen overnight. You have to prepare for 4 months of time to be eligible for giving the exam. So why to wait and waste these 4-5 months? Register right now, get it going. By the God's grace, if everything turns out well in your CA result, you are any which ways available. If not, then your MCOM will make you eligible in coming 6 months of time. So you would be eligible for writing the exam. So why to wait? Start your journey right away. It is very important. See, one thing that all of us we really need to understand is that time is the essence. Money is not. You can generate money out of your time, but you cannot generate time out of your money. So do not underestimate the importance of your time. If you're wasting 3 months, 4 months of time, you're effectively pushing the things on to the next year end, which effectively means loss of 1 exact year. Sorry?
Suppose I start preparing for the BC exam in the June month,
Mm-hmm.
and by August or September I complete the BC subject
Mm-hmm.
and also complete the evaluation process.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't have the correct points right now, I cannot give the exams in this year. No?
No, but I'm saying, let's say you get see, for now to start preparation, you don't need any points, right? You can start preparation right away. The evaluation process can start once you have the CA IPCC result or BCom, MCom first year result. Let's say you clear your CA IPCC in a month's time from now, but by that time at least you would have started preparing for the exam, right? All I'm trying to say is, don't waste time for yourself. Save your time.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you, sir.
Anybody else, guys, before we really wrap up? Naresh says, I'm a first year PGDM student. Should I start my CPA presentation this year or next year? I think Naresh, I've already answered that. Starting US CPA is really important this year because BEC is going off. So there is no point waiting. Additionally, if I start this year, will I be eligible to write, considering I have just completed my BCom? You've started your PGDM, and of course there are conditions that are there, for BCom also, to be eligible. I would say reach out to FinTram. They would certainly help you in terms of taking the right step forward. So reach out to them. We'll be providing you the details. You can. There are numbers being written out here. You can reach out to them, and of course they'll be happy to help you in terms of taking the right step for you. But when to start CPA? This is the time to start CPA. If you're wasting this 6 months, you're effectively going back 1 year. There is no point doing that. No point doing that. All right, guys, if there is nothing, let's wrap this up. It was pleasure, having here, being over here. And I really, I would say, encourage all of you to really reach out to us and ask anything in relation to US CPA. We'll be more than happy to help you and support you in US CPA journey, because CPA bole to FinTram. With that, this is Pankaj Singra signing off. I'll see you again in the next one. Till then, sign off.
Recording stop.